Okay, so let me ask a question to head up to everything that's going on right here. Have you ever got pulled over by police unjustly and you felt like it was unjustly?
Well, honestly, I never had problems with the police personally because I always keep the speed limit. I always keep in the bounds. But at the same time, I feel recently, since, because of the economic situation, that a lot of people are being pulled over unjustly for any situation at any time. And this is leading to a lot of deaths in the black community with the police, because once we're interacting with the police all the time, this is things that we're dealing with. I personally don't feel safe amongst the policemen.
Right. All of them, or?
I mean, honestly, I would say that, when a Rastaman, or when I personally use the word Babylon, that stands for white political power or colonialism.
Right.
So I believe that they're the enforcers of that system.
Right.
And that system must fall. So I know, when I see how a lot of them, not all of them are part of that, but they enforce a system that must fall. So they must fall in a sense in that, because as people know, we are people that employ these people.
Right.
And we employ them now to make sure they benefit to serve us.
Exactly.
So now, when I feel as if that I'm driving, and anytime I see a policeman, I gotta keep my head real straight, or I gotta feel like they make you feel a nervous feeling. I don't feel a safe feeling.
Right.
And man can't govern man.
Right.
Only the Almighty can govern I. So I know, when I watch it, a lot of them, I personally feel that they're very unjust. I would say a 90% of them.
Okay, so earlier, I don't think you were in the studio when I just mentioned this, but there was an incident in Chicago where an off-duty security guard strangled a guy for shoplifting. And he shoplifted toothpaste and just some little knickknacks, nothing serious or anything like that. The guy actually died because he strangled him. Do you think that was unjust, or do you think he was doing what he was supposed to do?
Well, you and I both are not in the academy, so we don't know what they're trained to do. You know what I'm saying? I personally am not aware of what their training methods are. But for you to strangle somebody to death, for you to watch somebody in their face and strangle them and watch your life come from them, that's a serious problem there. And that's somebody with a deformity in their brain. It's like, because I honestly feel, I don't dwell on problems, I dwell on solutions. And dwelling on solutions, I have to say, how do we, stop the problems with the policemen? And I would say that we need to bring the judicial system, or we need to take in our schools, it starts from me small. So when we learn how to write a check, because that's beneficial to the economy, they should also have where during your school year you have to take a class on, the law, so you know your rights. Because a lot of us get arrested and get in trouble because we don't know our rights.
I believe that, because honestly speaking, there's a lot of things that I don't know pertaining to the law. Thankfully, I never got pulled over or anything like that, but there's a lot of things I need to know as far as the law. Now, I was actually looking at a DVD on a young man by the name of Kobe Maloney, right?
Aye.
Okay, so tell me a little, you know about this DVD because you gave it to me, right?
Yes, that's right.
So you can tell me a little bit about it, because I remember I watched it and it was a crazy DVD about a young man who was actually, they said, okay, this is what they said. They said that he accidentally went off a cliff.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
But the way that the people were looking at it was that the police were involved in it. And they don't think that everything was just, and it was a lot of information that was being withheld from the public and the family and stuff like that.
Aye.
So tell me a little bit more about the DVD and the guy.
Kobe situation, I can only speak about what I know about Barbados and the USA. That's the only thing I could speak about personally.
Okay.
And in doing so, I go to Barbados at least 3 times a year. And Barbados is where my yard is. Ethiopia is my home, straight. And I watched that a young man named Kobe Maloney, he was 23 years old, and the police said that he leapt to his death. And they said that they couldn't get to the body, and they gave his mother a whole bunch of rounds. All right. Now, I know, you saw the DVD,
I saw it.
and you saw the rocks where he supposedly landed.
Right.
There's no way that you can commit suicide. You're gonna try to really and truly, you're gonna try to leap and fall like that, because as a Rastafarian, we don't believe in a suicide.
Right.
And I'm saying, when I say Rastafarians, they got some man with Rasta here. And I ain't speaking about that. I'm speaking about a man whose heart is Rasta. Not by the way he look, his heart.
So let me let me for a lot of people who don't know what pure like how they say somebody who's born Rasta.
Yeah, man.
Tell us about that.
Well, anytime I speak for myself. I want to make sure, because I can't speak for a group of people. So when people ask what Rastafarians believe, I can't speak for Rastafarians. I can speak for this Rastafarian.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, when I say a born Rasta, no, we are all Rasta from creation to the eye. But we choose by colonialism and different things to go in different directions. When I say a man is born Rasta, a man has accepted his fate, nor shaving, nor trimming, a Nazarene vow. He has chose a lifestyle to serve his people and only his people. Like when a Rasta man say I and I, he means you and I are one entity. There is no you or me. These are words that single out, meaning like in America they say go to college so you can get a bigger car, so you can get a better house. You, me. With a Rasta, we are one entity. So when I say I and I, you and I are one entity. So when I say a man now that's born a Rasta, this man never knew nothing else but the king. He never knew nothing but Ethiopia. And dealing with Ethiopia, you will know the truth, because Ethiopia is the only country never to be colonized ever. So to I, the only way to get to the closest to the truth is through Ethiopia. And this, you only knew Ethiopia from creation. His mother never went to no hospital to get no checkups to make sure this youth was alright and nothing in her womb. She knew that it was blessed by the Almighty Father himself. Right. So to I know, when I watch a brethren, because a lot of Rastas today, a lot of men that claim Rasta today, that wearing, I mean, I ain't knocking nobody personally, but who wearing like fitteds and plaid and doing them type of situations, and they, going around committing crimes and saying Rasta, that is not of Rasta. So when you have those guys in the media, they basically make it hard for a man that really trying to be Rasta. Mm-hmm. So when you see this young man now at a young age actually going around in Barbados doing works, he was a black belt in martial arts. He was actually a man who was active. He was an active Rasta man.
Valedictorian and everything.
Exactly. He had a bright future before himself. And in the West Indies, we leave our country and come to America and make something of ourselves here. When actually we need to actually take what we can get from here and make something of ourselves in our own country. Mm-hmm. Because I think outsiders own more in our countries than here, because we come over here and build up this country while other people go in our country and build it up. So this young man now, he come to a point where he said, you know what, he can do something for Barbados, and he did it through Rastafari, and he did it as only the Rastafari, and because of that, I believe that he was murdered. Them said that's commit suicide. You saw how many stories there was. There was so many stories saying that this young man leaked him death. Then he tried to use homosexuality, or he couldn't deal with it, so he think. I seen this man's mother 3 weeks ago. I was walking in town, and she greeted I like an Ethiopian, kissed my east side cheek 3 times. And when I seen this woman, I asked her, I said, Mama Kobe, how you doing? She looked at her, she said, I'm alive, but I'm not good. If you see the pain in this woman's eyes, I don't know what it is to be a mother, and I don't know what it is to be a mother to bury your own child. Mm-hmm. And that is a very serious problem. And I think that a lot of people today are burying their youth. A lot of children are making babies, and a lot of mothers are burying their youth. Yeah. And this is a serious, serious problem we need to address, because I don't want to see any more black people at the wayside. And when I say black people, I'm about all people, and I want to make sure I put that out there. But black is something that hits home for me. So I have to basically say that I have to build up blacks. And to me, I see a lot of people really, really and truly, they really going by the wayside. Mm-hmm. I don't really see them dealing with culture. I don't really see them dealing with roots.